I grew up here in Aurora on a farm. I went to high school in Aurora, and then I decided to go to massage school in Lincoln. I'm a massage therapist here in town now.
I guess a little background on myself. I grew up here in Aurora my whole life, and I graduated school here. I went to college down at Southeast Community College, got a degree in Ag Business Management. I came back to raise chickens and farm, and I guess I enjoy fishing and a little bit of hunting and working on cars. That's just what I like to do, I guess. Well, we first met 13 years ago, and it turns out I came out here to work for her dad, and the first thing he told me was to stay away from his daughter. And I did for the most part, but a couple years down the road, we started dating.
So growing up, Miles and I used to prank each other. It was the weirdest thing in high school. He'd fill my vents with paper hole punches, or I would just saran wrap his car in 600 feet of saran wrap and just, leave it out there. And then later on, we didn't really talk once he graduated a whole lot, just because he was out here in the summers working for Dad, but beyond that, I didn't really see much of him until Valentine's Day of 2015. I'd had a horrible week in Lincoln. I was kind of moping around, and so a bunch of my friends and my cousin decided we were coming back to Aurora that weekend just to chill, hang out. We had friends from Des Moines coming back, and it was just fun. And so that night I was loading the dishwasher, kind of moping around here with Kyla, and all of a sudden I get a text from Miles. Do you want to come have a couple beers in the shop with me in Austin? And I said, it just kind of lit up. I was like, all right, let's do this. So I showered and got ready super quick, and then we went out there, and come to find out later on after we'd started dating, Austin was the one that was like, Miles, text her. And so good work, Austin, I guess.
Yeah, leave it to Austin.
Yeah, I guess. And then a couple days later, I started moping around again because I hadn't heard from him. I was pretty convinced the best day of my life was over, so at that point, I was doing homework in Gabe's dorm room, actually, and I got a text from him saying, if I come to Lincoln on Thursday, can we go get dinner or something? And then I was doing snow angels on Gabe's floor. I was thrilled, overjoyed. And so that's kind of how it all started. So our first date, we were at Laszlo's. Actually, he picked me up at my dorm room, and then we went to Laszlo's. And I don't know why we had talked or known each other for so long, but it was so awkward. And so finally he was like, all right, what's your favorite food? And I was like, cheese. And it's weird, I know. He was like, me too.
Yeah,
that was kind of like, all right, you aren't as weird as I remember. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that's, The funny thing though, I did know what you were going to order before you ordered it. Very predictable on that.
What can I say? I don't even remember what it was. What was it?
Really?
I have no idea. How do you know?
You really don't remember?
No.
It was a French dip.
Oh, yeah. I guess. Predictable.
See, I don't remember a lot, but I remember that.
Probably mashed potatoes. Ranch.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one word to describe Miles, I would use the word dedicated. He puts his all into everything and doesn't quit until the job is done.
If I could use one word to describe Madison, probably fiery. And I don't mean that by the color of her hair or anything like that. It's just if she's got an opinion on something, right, wrong, or not, she sticks to it, and that's what I like about her. It's once she's made up her mind, that's the way it's going to be, and good or bad, she'll ride the ship out. And I don't know. I'm kind of the same way, so that's why I guess I like it.
Okay, so the proposal. Miles and I were planning to go to Rodizio in Lincoln. He didn't have chickens that day or that week, and so we were able to go, and we didn't have to worry about barn alarms or anything. And so we were getting ready to go, and I was sitting in the car for a minute. I'm like, where is he? I'm always the last one out the door. And so I went running back into the house, up the stairs, and there he was on his knee. And I was like, okay, is this real? He was like, yeah.
Don't feel bad. I didn't believe it was real either, and I was the one doing it. So.
And so finally, after 2 minutes being like, I'm not, I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening, yes. And I was so excited. And so we went and ate, and then we came home and told our parents, and Saw some friends in Lincoln. Yeah.
If I had to choose one word that described us best, I would say stubborn. And I know it sounds bad, but it's true. I mean, yes, we're nice people. Not to say, not to say that we're just terrible people and it's my way or the highway. But we're both very stubborn, and eventually one of us will give in. But it's it takes a little bit of time.
I would say probably lighthearted or easygoing. Both of us are pretty relaxed most of the time, even though we both are pretty stubborn, I guess. If I had to tell an embarrassing story about Miles, I would probably tell one of the first times I was walking through the chicken barns with him. He will stop and pick him up and talk to him and pet him, and he names them. And it's just the funniest thing, so people don't realize or expect that out of him.
One embarrassing or funny story. I don't know, that's hard to pick just one, but I guess if I had to pick one, the one that really sticks in my mind, we were over at my house one night with another one of my friends and enjoying a few beverages, and she got very sick very quick, and I had to take her back home, and of course I had to, pull over a few times for her. Well, one of the times I did not get pulled over quick enough, and she filled up the car door on her vehicle and did not realize it. I didn't either until the next day, and well, there was quite the mess to clean up, and it's stuck with me ever since, especially because she still has the car. So it's every now and then I will look over and just laugh a little bit thinking about what happened. I would have to say the thing I'm looking forward to most on my wedding day is just seeing all my friends that are dressed up that way. I don't feel like the odd man out, and I'll have some other people to poke fun at because it won't just be me up there. So it'll be a good time. I haven't seen everybody since we graduated high school 8 years ago, so it's good to see everyone again.
I'm excited to be married and just on to the next chapter, and
I mean, it's probably time. There are some people like our grandparents that think, well, this should have happened, years ago, but it's happening. So
yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for the reception.
Well, our family is very important. I guess we both live very close to our parents. I mean, I'm the next driveway over from my parents, and she's, a couple miles away from hers. And it's, they play a big role, I guess. Mine are involved in the farming operation that I run, and hers, give her input as well. And it's, they're definitely a key factor in moving forward with our ventures. That's probably the best part too, that we've known each other long enough, that our families have known each other long enough that it's, there's no awkward first meeting at the, the wedding time and any of that. Everybody knows everything about everybody, and it makes things a lot easier, that's for sure.
I want to thank my mom and Tara and Margie. Without those three, this wouldn't be happening. They're also organized and have helped us do everything.
I would probably have to agree with that. I haven't been super involved in the wedding planning process, if you can only imagine. I know. It's hard to believe, but yeah, I would say that's a big thanks to those.
All of our families are so supportive, and we're so lucky to have that support from everyone. Lots of love. Miles, I am so excited to marry you, to marry my best friend, to spend a life together. I can't wait to see what our future holds and to be married.
The one thing I would like to say to you, Madison, is that I love you, and we'll see who wins that big prize, whether or not it's going to be Kyle or Bryce that brings a date to the wedding.